Caitlin Clark continues feud with coach who ruined her Olympics dream. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark reignited her feud with Minnesota Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve on Tuesday night after they came face-to-face once again. Clark was ruled out of their game against the Lynx due to a groin injury which has put an early end to her season, but that didn't stop her from cheering on the side. The 23-year-old watched on from the sidelines as the Fever stormed to a convincing 83-72 win, but it was a 10-0 run to start the game which really stirred Clark. After a mid-range jump shot from Odyssey Sims Reeve and the Lynx quickly called a timeout as they looked to stop the early onslaught from the Fever. Clark seemed to know this was about to happen, and after Sims' shot rose to her feet to mockingly call a timeout for the Lynx. Fans were quick to note the fractured relationship between Clark and Reeve after the Fever star was snubbed by the Lynx coach for a spot on the U.S. women's 5x5 basketball team at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Taking to social media, one fan wrote, "That's what happens when you pass somebody up for the Olympics that should have definitely been there. Can't stand that coach." Another said, "Caitlin trolling Cheryl Reeve is always my favorite." Earlier this year, Clark left WNBA fans stunned as she orchestrated a never-seen-before move in the All-Star draft and traded coach Reeve. The Indiana Fever star has been selected as one of the captains for this year's All-Star game, despite being injured, and initially had Reeve as her pre-assigned coach. However, when ESPN host Malika Andrews asked whether either captain wanted to suggest a trade for either starters or reserves, Clark interjected. Speaking on ESPN, the Fever star said, "To be completely honest, I love my team. I don't have any intention of trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules and I don't really care, but we've already discussed that we're going to trade coaches. Fina Fiza is going to take her coach Cheryl Reeve. Sandy Brondello, let's get it. Sorry ESPN if it's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule." The feud sparked last summer after Clark missed out on the 12-player squad for the Summer Olympics in the Paris despite being the WNBA's #1 draft pick at the time. However, back in June, Reeve faced calls to resign over a stunningly bad conflict of interest involving WNBA superstar Clark. In a remarkable set of resurfaced tweets, highlighted by reporter Christine Brennan, Reeve appeared to take aim at Clark, who has become the face of the WNBA in recent years. In May 2024, Reeve appeared to take issue with the amount of TV time given to Clark in the Indiana Fever when she wrote, "The W is more than one player." Given Reeve's former role as head coach of Team USA, a conflict of interest issue had been raised by some after Clark was not chosen to represent her country at the Olympics.